Okay, so I created a video today, and well, it's in about 3 or 4 parts, and I'm about to put them all together, but I want to prelude it with why I put this on. Um, so it was a video that we were watching, and in the video, this one woman uh, wanted, to get her tip personally. She had already been tipped on her credit card, and she's told that. We paid on the credit card. It's on the credit card. What about my tip? It's on the credit card. And this idiot comes in here and this person says, black entitlement and female entitlement. Somebody else says, you can just say entitlement. It's quicker. And this fool right here comes in and says, you mean being paid? I said, you really don't get it. She already got paid. Now she expects it twice. Tip on the card, but tips are not mandatory. So yes, entitlement. And he says, oh, you don't understand the tipping system in the U.S., do you? Well, this guy does not understand the tipping system anywhere. In my video, which is coming right up, right after this little introduction here, I explain the tipping system, and I explain where he's wrong. I said, I sure do, and I apply it worldwide. And he says, and I said, by the way, when I was active duty Marine, I'm retired now. I got great service, but you never tip attitudes like hers, and tips are not mandatory. This guy, and I said, you're totally clueless. I haven't even been in the U.S. in 5 years, and you've obviously never been out. I think he erased a comment between here that I was putting in here. But he goes in here and he says, oh yeah, he's erased all of his comments. All but that one. Because he come in here and says people in the world actually get pissed if you tip. That America is the only people that tip. And I couldn't believe that he made all these asinine comments. So I'm putting this video up. I'm glad that they left this up right here, and I'm going to go ahead and let them know you are going to want to head over to my channel in about an hour and see the video where I absolutely prove you wrong and demolish your thought train, which I see you have totally deleted by now. He also said that I was a puny brain, that I was a Marine, needed everything explained to me 3 or 4 times. Really? All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this off, and I'm going to let him, I'm going to get it put up there so that he can go over there and educate himself, because he was absolutely wrong. He says that waitresses don't get paid except by tips. That's not true. They get an hourly wage. It's below minimum wage. It's typically $3 or $4 an hour, and then they make most of their money off of tips. He doesn't even know how tips are figured into the waitresses, the wait staff's wages. They get taxed off of 15%. Okay, I explain all that later. I'm just going to go ahead and shut this thing off and assemble this video so that he can see it. Oh, that didn't work. I forget how to. Okay, so on YouTube, this one retard, he thinks that he knows something, and he's really stupid. I said that I use tips worldwide. He says, now I know you're lying because no one in the world tips other than America. Well, the guy's a fucking retard. Then he says, oh, and some countries get pissed if you tip. No, that's not true either. Okay, so here's what a tip is when you're dining out. It is in America, wait staff, they don't get paid a lot. They do get paid, usually, an hourly wage, something like $3 or $4 an hour, and then they make their money off of tips. Unless they get retards like this guy who thinks that the tip is 15%. That's not true. The tip is what you feel the service was worth. They get taxed on 15%, but you could pay more or less. I will typically, if I'm getting good service, I will typically tip about 50%. And he thinks that I've not been worldwide. Well, that's not English you're looking at there, my friend. Not English at all. Anywhere. And we're not in America. We're not even in an English-speaking place. This is one of my favorite restaurants, and I'm going to get a takeout meal here, and I'm going to show you the tip jar up here. So basically, in Japan, no one gets pissed on a tip, but they have backwards thinking in Japan. In Japan, when they tip, it's an insult. The idea is, well, you're not doing a good job because you're not getting paid enough, so I'll give you more money so you can do a better job. And it's an insult to the people. They don't get pissed about it. They get embarrassed about it. A huge difference. This guy just doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. So you got various jars up here for donations, but that is the tip jar. And America is not the only place that does tips. This guy just is absolutely freaking clueless. And trying to sound intelligent, he's showing the world how stupid he really is. And I have just explained to you what tips are and proven to you that America is not the only country that tips. Okay, so while I'm waiting on my order to come up, I will point this out too, that in America you tip people based upon a good job. The better job they do, the more you tip them, and they appreciate that. We call it a gratuity, and for those of you who don't know where that word comes from, it shows your gratitude, shows your appreciation, your thankfulness for their job. And like Japan, though, it's totally diametrically opposed. The worse of a job they do, the more money you give them to help them to want to do a better job next time. Their thinking is backwards. They don't get pissed about it. They get embarrassed about it. This guy, he really is clueless. Now, typically you don't tip on takeout orders. I'm getting my food to take out this time. And I did tip. Matter of fact, on a 80, well, our dollars are like 20 of our dollars to one of theirs, or 20 of theirs to one of ours. So the bill was like 80 of their dollars, which basically is about $4. 4 US dollars is what my bill came to. And I gave 50 lira tip. So that is like, on a $4 meal, I just tipped like $2.50 or nearly $3. And it's because these people do a good job. They're awesome. I will show you the food when I get it up to the house, how much I got for $4. I guarantee you don't get that much at Burger King or McDonald's in the U.S. for $4. Not in a long time. You can go to Burger King here in Turkey and get a $4 Whopper meal, and it's just as good as it is in America. It's Whopper, but the prices here are low, and the money goes a lot further. But tips will get you everything in the world out of service. It shows your gratitude and appreciation for the servers. This is one of those countries where tipping is expected. America is not the only country that tips. And anybody that thinks that has never been outside of the U.S. ever and eaten out. I guarantee it. If they have, they're stupid because they didn't tip, and they probably got piss poor service if they ever went back to that same restaurant again the next day. And he probably wonders why he gets his food spit in. Okay, so I found a misnomer on one of my segments, and I'm still very tired today, and I wasn't thinking right. What I wanted to explain was that, let's say you're a waitress or a waiter, and you wait on 10 tables. Each table orders $100 worth of food. That's $1,000. So Uncle Sam is going to assume that every table is going to pay you a 15% tip, and you're going to make $150. So you're going to get taxed on $150. And let's say that you get 10 of the stingiest people in the world. 5 of the tables don't leave you a tip at all, and the other 5 leave you a tip for less than $10. So you just made less than $50, and you're going to get taxed on $150. But let's say that you got a very benevolent table, and that table left you a $50 tip, and the rest of the tables did what they were supposed to do, and they left you $15 tips. So, trying to figure the math in my head, so instead of having $150, you got 135 plus 50, so $185. And they're supposed to report on $185. Whether they do or not, that's on them. If they don't report on it, Uncle Sam is going to assume that it was $150. And they're going to get taxed on $150 wage for those 10 tables. And so that's how tips are figured into the waitresses or the wait staff's wages. And I don't think that this Eridan, is that Eridan? This Eridan person understands that at all. So I said that I would show what I got for 80 Turkish lira, which is about $4 US roughly. I get a nice sized double cheeseburger, which also has lettuce and tomato on it. A good bit of fries, and they're very good fries. Those are seasoned. And I get a can of Coke. Usually it's in Turkish. Oh yeah, there we go. So he says, I know you're lying, as if he's implying I've never been to a foreign country. Guess what, dude? I am in a foreign country right now. I have just demolished your little bantering on that comment section. If you were any type of a person, you would come in here and go, you know what? I did not know. I was ignorant, and you've opened my eyes, and I apologize. But you know what? You're probably too little of a person to do that. Have a nice day, or actually have a nice life.